For traders, welcome back to the channel. This is Vishal and you're watching Weekly Sectoral Analysis. Now first I'll be analyzing the monthly time frame chart of Nifty Spot. If you analyze the monthly time frame chart of Nifty Spot, we can see that the trend is surely up. There is no doubts about it. But if you just have a look at these two candles, this candle and this candle, we can clearly see that there is some sort of selling pressure evident near 20,000 and 20,200 mark. So that is something which we need to keep in our minds. In the weekly time frame chart, what we can see that there has been a massive trend line which has been holding on since March 2020, and it has been tested now thrice. In intra-week, we can see prices did penetrate this particular trend line, but on closing basis, it has been able to provide fantastic support to the price. The candle made over here is a hammer, which is a good sign. But again, as I always say, just good candles being made in the mother time frame chart is not going to be a valid sign that the entire market has taken a U-turn. In the daily time frame charts, things are a little bit different. Yes, we have bounced back pretty decently, but we should not forget that we have fair bit of resistance in this particular zone. There's a lot of zigzag movement, if you can check properly, which has happened over here. So currently we are still in a resistance zone, and 19,800 to 19,550, this entire zone is a resistance. Possibly if we close above 19,800 properly, convincingly with a good candle, then there is a decent chance of this momentum continuing on the upside. But one thing, traders who specially trade Nifty, you will have to be very, very careful. This time, the reason for that is we have multiple gaps in between. This is the first gap, this is the second gap. So if you are a trader who's trading in options, and if you're thinking of going long with buying options, then this is probably not a good idea, because as an option buyer, you will require extreme high momentum to make money. And generally, when you have a lot of resistance, a lot of gaps, it makes sense to become a option seller. All right. But again, if I would sell options, I would always hedge my positions. I would never sell naked options. All right. Let's have a look at the Bank Nifty. In Bank Nifty, what we can see is the price is in a flat trend. In the weekly time frame chart, we have penetrated this trend line support in intra-week, but on a weekly closing basis, we have been able to close above the trend line. Currently, the weekly time frame charts are not that attractive because the trend is absolutely flat. Neither it is up, neither it is down. In the daily time frame chart, what we can see is we have been able to bounce from a probable trend line. This is not a proper trend line because it has not been tested more than 3 times. Actually, it has been tested only 2 times. So this is just a probable trend line. But this support is surely very, very strong. 43,600, 43,590. So prices did sense some sort of support. They have bounced back. But for this bounce back to convert into a short-term uptrend, we'll require to surpass this particular coordinates of resistance, which is 44,397 to 44,760 or 761. So this entire zone is a resistance band. Once we close above this convincingly, then probably this little bit bullish momentum which we have seen in the last 3 days will add more on the upside. Otherwise, it'll make no sense. We'll just keep on hovering around here and then again we'll drop down. Now, if Bank Nifty has to go higher, we need to understand one thing, that PSU Banks was the sector which had been performing off lately, and it was outperforming very, very nicely. It was outperforming Nifty and probably many other sectors. But what has happened now is, in this space, 3 main stocks. One is Bank of Baroda. I guess after a very nice rally, after a vertical rally, it is now consolidating. And this consolidation may take some time. If you have a look on the other heavyweight, which is PNB has already rallied pretty much from the rate of 53 till 83, 84 or 82, 83 possibly, and now it is consolidating. If you remember in my previous video also, I had clearly shared my view that this particular stock needs some sort of profit booking, some sort of consolidation. So that is what is happening in this stock right now, and it might continue for the next few days. So now it is all up to SBI. In the daily time frame chart, it has given an upside momentum. In the weekly time frame chart, it is, yes, it is an uptrend, but not looking that attractive because prices are just going up and down. There is no one-sided move. There is no strong momentum visible. So I guess we have an inside bar over here in SBI. We have surpassed its high also on Friday's trading session, but we need to surpass 608, 610 for this momentum to continue upside. Now, apart from the PSU banking stocks, if you have a look at the private banking pack, what has happened is, just as per Dow theory, this is the low, this is the high, this is again the low, this is the high, and this is the low. So we have been able to maintain higher highs and higher lows since July, despite the weakness in Kotak Bank and the HDFC Bank. In the index, the private banking index has managed to hold on to these supports. This is a decent sign, not a very bullish sign, but a decent sign. Now, if you check the weekly time frame chart, also there has been a decent support from this particular trend line. Now we need to have a look at the important stocks, especially the heavyweight HDFC Bank. Now HDFC Bank has, bounced back from this particular support. This is a clear-cut resistance. This zone is a clear-cut resistance. So if it manages to surpass 1580, 1550 to 1580, if it manages to surpass, then maybe this pullback might continue a little bit more. That is what we need to understand. And ICICI Bank, if you check, what has happened is that the stock has managed to bounce back from this Fibonacci extension. This is again a resistance zone from 952 to possibly you can say 945. If this zone is taken off on closing basis and after closing above this zone, a little bit of consolidation might occur. But after the consolidation, the buying should continue. If this happens, again, ICICI Bank will also be a candidate that it will be helping the private banking sector to stay higher. The third stock is Axis Bank, which is one of the strongest stock right now. Yes, I can understand that there was a one-day drop on 4th of October, which was really vicious, but it is still trading at a decent and important support. It could consolidate for next few days because the volatility which we saw on 4th of October was really massive. So first the volatility might little bit calm down, and after that, if you have a decent breakout in the shorter term time frame charts like the hourly or the 2 hourly charts, maybe swing traders keep a watch on that stock. Metals. Well, metals, yes, I can say that the index is at a decent support. But what has been happening is that the momentum is lacking. Even in this zone, if you see, it went up, it came down. Suddenly it went up, came down, went up, and suddenly it came down. Even over here, they tried hard to go higher, but again, it came down. So the strong momentum is not visible in this particular sector, but still we can say that they are at supports. Once this support will be broken, then there is a chance that little bit of selling could occur in the metal pack. But otherwise, even right now, they are decent picks for a short-term momentum trader on the upside. Only if we have a breakout in the shorter-term time frame charts like the hourly and the 2 hourly time frame charts. Auto Pack, I guess it's a little bit overstretched, but still the momentum is continuing on the upside in the weekly time frame chart. In the daily time frame chart, things are looking okay, nothing great. But one stock I would like to concentrate on is Bharat Forge. Now, in the daily time frame chart, things are looking okay, nothing great, I would say. It's not that attractive. But what feels attractive to me is in the hourly time frame charts. And the reason for that is that the stock has been able to bounce back from this 161.80% extension. If this breakout happens above, say, 1100 with a decent candle, then the upside momentum could be visible in this particular stock. IT Pack right now I would consider it as the strongest sector right now technically. And there are a few stocks which I have shared even before. I would continue to share these stocks. The first one is obviously TCS. Second one is HCL Technology. HCL Technology doesn't have that sort of momentum right now because in the hourly time frame chart, it is just basically within a range. So whenever this range breaks out on the upside, um, I guess traders will be able to witness that sort of momentum. But just keep a watch that we do have an downside gap over here, which might act as resistance. If you have a look at Infosys, even Infosys is looking decent with upside momentum. But just to remind all of you that just in next few days, we'll be having the result season starting, and possibly the first stocks which will be sharing their results will be the IT pack stocks. So keep that in mind, and only then if you want to do something in these stocks, you can go ahead and kindly analyze at your own end. I'm just sharing my own personal view. You have to put in your own analysis and do the due diligence if you want to go ahead with these stocks. Finance pack. Finance pack in the weekly time frame chart looks lackluster. In the daily time frame charts also, it's looking lackluster. But two stocks which I certainly like is Bajaj Finance. It's looking strong. It has been able to close above this particular high. So any sort of profit booking or consolidation on the downside will be a good opportunity for swing traders. And the second one is Bajaj Finserv. It has been able to provide a decent breakout on the upside. FMCG pack, yet it continues to consolidate, and again I would maintain my stance that closing below this low will lead to lower levels, and possibly closing above this high somewhere over here will lead to upside momentum. And if you check the ITC stock, which is king of the FMCG pack, it will look very much similar, extremely similar. So I guess again the same thing, closing below this low will lead to downside momentum. Closing probably above this high, 460, 462, 463 will lead to an upside momentum. But we'll need positive candles for the breakout. Consumption pack. Well, consumption pack, things look okay, I should say, in the daily time frame chart, not that attractive. But one stock which fascinates me is Voltas. Now, if you have a look at the hourly time frame charts, what you can see is that the stock is in an possibly sort of a rising channel. So any sort of breakout above this channel with a big green candle will result in a decent rally on the upside. Now, looking at the Infra Pack, I can say that a lot of consolidation is happening. But in the Infra Pack stocks, I would say that this particular level, if you check, we have a high over here, and the second high is over here. So any sort of close above this zone, this high, will lead to an upside momentum in the infra stocks. Pharma Pack. Now, while analyzing Pharma Pack, you will feel that the uptrend is strong in the daily time frame charts and it is consolidating. But in the weekly time frame charts, Pharma Pack looks extremely overstretched. So if you're holding Pharma Pack stocks as a positional trader, be careful. Keep a watch on your trailing stop losses. Any sort of close with a big red candle on the downside below the support will lead into an instant profit booking spree on the downside. All right. Real estate. Real estate stocks, they were consolidating. Even this sector was consolidating, and one of the stocks has been able to provide a very good breakout. Yes, there was this volatility which happened. If you check on 3rd of October, it rallied. On 4th of October, it came down possibly, and maybe short-term traders could have got stopped out. But it happens all the time in the market, and this was the result due to the U-turn which occurred in Nifty. If you remember, on 4th October, we took a U-turn in Nifty and we started bouncing back. So generally when markets are turning from downside to upside or from upside to downside, these sort of volatility will always occur. But overall, the stock looks strong, and it seems that the upside momentum in short term has just started. PSU banking stocks, I guess you can see very, very clearly, we are still trading near resistance, and in the daily time frame charts, overall consolidation is going on. So I would stay a little bit far from these stocks, and I would wait and watch what is happening in this particular sector. And maybe some sort of correction, some sort of profit booking, consolidation will help a swing trader to get back into the market in this sector. Mid caps. Mid caps, well, you can say in the last 4 weeks, the prices have gone nowhere. Prices are consolidating. And the mid cap sector is holding so strong that it is not even bothering possibly to come and retrace till this 23.60% Fibonacci retracement. If this happens, then probably many traders will get a re-entry who have probably booked profit on the upside somewhere over here. But the sector is so strong, it's not even bothering to come down. So maybe a little bit of more consolidation might take place. And after that, if there is an short-term breakout on the upside, maybe swing traders or short-term momentum traders can possibly select few stocks. But as a positional trader, maybe I would not be interested at this juncture in the mid-cap sector. Now, summing it up all, just to be careful that yes, we have been able to bounce back, but please don't be extremely aggressive. The reason for that is we are trading still in a resistance zone, fine, and we have some upside gaps working as a resistance. So if this rally even happens, all right, it may not be, I could be wrong, but it may not be one way. It could happen that we might go up again, we'll have a couple of down days, again we'll go up, again a little bit of selling will come, and then we'll go up. It may not be with extreme high momentum. All right. So trade less in the next few days, even in the next week. You can initiate trades, but see to it that you pick the proper sector and the stock, the constituent from that particular sector. Just putting your hands into any stock which is providing a breakout is not going to work right now. We are not in an extremely high momentum market scenario, right? Share this video with other traders if you feel that this video has been adding value to your analysis also. Trade well, trade wisely. Thank you.